doing today? Alright, I had an epiphany backstage and I was like, oh, there's a needle on the stage.
Did it hurt?
It did. Epiphanies always hurt. This is how I'm going to start all my stage time now, so we can grow as actor and as fans and as together as a supernatural fandom. We're going to grow. So I'm going to start with this. Ready? I'll start with this one. Those of you who don't know, I kind of learned this one the other week. And then there's the other one, the ding 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 ding. That's the fork in the garbage disposal. And now to finish off all the old stale stuff, I'll go to this one. And to finish everything off completely, we'll go to this one. Now we can move on to something new. That was Jared and Jensen and all the dance moves that I pretend that I do well. I like to just get the really awkward silence. It makes me feel nervous. So, I'm going to start with these questions that are over here. I guess I'll just talk somewhat. Wait, where are you going? Oh, alright. I feel like you're so far away. Bring that whole thing right over here.
Okay.
There we go.
Sorry.
How are you?
I'm great.
Wait, hold on. By a show of hands, who was at karaoke last night? Pretty damn good time, not gonna lie. You guys will be able to tell how good of a time I had in about 2 hours when my eyes are shut and I'm still walking around. Hey guys, this was not tired. I got some sleep last night.
If you make it 2 hours, you're doing better than me.
I've already made it like a good hour and I'm still ticking, so it's like a coffee, an hour, and we'll be alright.
Okay, very good. I was curious.
Oh! I gotta also start with this because this is what I do. I do give out hugs because, I don't know, why not? Hold on, let me show you something funny again. So in an attempt to be, in with the times and all these things, you'll notice that I wear these skinny jeans. Did you just see how hard it was for me to get on stage? Like, my legs, like, my whole ass is gonna rip out of these things. Okay. And your question, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. My question is who do you think played the better version of Michael?
I did. Next question. Honestly, I can't answer that. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Somebody else did it better than me? No.
Reactions. I really sometimes don't care what the answer is.
Look, I can't. You guys are the only ones that can say who played it the best. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you this. In my heart, Michael is still my most favorite character I've ever played my whole life. There's such a place in my heart for Michael that it's. I don't know. If there's a character I could ever go back to, it's him for sure. Time and time again. And it's fun. I touch people's faces and they disappear.
Do you think when we pull him out of the pit, he's going to come out looking like you? Yeah.
Possibly.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Oh wait, I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with you. I just wanted to take a step closer and pretend it did.
That's fine.
But so with all those stupid things I did at the top of this, and the last time I was in Jersey, they were like, oh, do an impression of Misha. And I'm like, I don't have an impression of Misha, but I kind of have an impression of Misha. Ask me to do an impression of Misha.
Could you please do an impression of Misha?
No, because I'm Misha Collins, and everything I say is far wittier than you can ever understand. I can never imagine what it feels like to be that witty all the time. Everything he says, I'm like, I don't even have an answer or a comeback for that, so. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, does the microphone need to come closer? So I don't have to run so far and give hugs. Yeah, I know, but for the, I do whatever I can to get a laugh, and I'm gonna keep going back to that one because you guys keep giving me the sympathy laugh. That was the first time an awkward crawl up on stage has ever been called sexy. If Lady Gaga was singing and she was like, da 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 da, and instead of jumping on stage, she was like, okay. The audience would be like, what are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
I don't want to be that person, but
Yours too.
Michael's definitely my favorite character on Supernatural, and John as Michael is my favorite character. So.
Yes! She said nothing about Misha in that sentence. I
I prefer you over Misha any day. Anyway.
Please tell him that. I'm sure he'll just be with some witty remark about how that he's better than me in some sort of way.
Anyway, my question is actually not about Supernatural, it's about your role in Boogeyman.
Boogeyman Do. Wasn't even funny. You guys laugh at me. You guys laugh at me because I'm so stupid. And I appreciate it, is the thing. I do.
He's learning.
Man, I need sympathy. Your question was something about Boogeyman, but
I forgot what it was.
the lead-in, I'll tell you what the lead-in was. The lead-in was you like me better than Misha. And then you were going to say something about Boogeyman too.
Yeah.
Split personality disorder, schizophrenia, that thing.
Wow.
I tried to kill my sister. I wore a cool mask. I worked with Tobin Bell, the guy from Saw.
Yeah.
He's awesome. His voice is like, let's play a game. That's not how he does it. He does it way better than that.
I suppose since I forgot my question, I'll ask it different. Besides Supernatural, because that's obviously the obvious answer, what's your favorite project that you've ever worked on? Or South of Nowhere, because that was obviously the second.
Yeah, South of Nowhere. Supernatural is honestly, it holds its own place in my heart. It's got like, 7/8 of my heart. 1/8 of my heart just went to this very special project I'm working on called Trigger, which it'll hopefully be out next summer. It's about a kid. Has everybody seen Falling Skies, the new show on television? The younger kid in it, his name is Maxim Knight. He plays a younger version of me, and the real quick summary is this kid's mother gets shot by a drug dealer, and then the story kind of picks up 16 years later where a man who owns a boxing gym has taken me, and I've lived in the back of his boxing gym for a long time, and I've been so poor, and on the brink of making it, getting my break as a boxer, and then I've just been broke so long that all my friends are selling drugs, and I asked these guys, I'm like, can you hook me up one time? Like, just let me make enough money to take a girl on a date to buy something besides, water and a banana to eat. And he hooks me up with this drug dealer, and I find out that the drug dealer is the guy who murdered my mother. It is very dark and very heavy, but it's an extreme passion project of mine, and we're having a screening at the end of this month, and hopefully that will, in turn, put us in movie theaters shortly after. We'll see what happens. But Supernatural has the majority of my heart, and that is not, I don't just say that because you guys are all here, and probably if I say that Supernatural doesn't have my heart, run up here or throw things at me. I love Supernatural, and I love you guys, man. The fans for Supernatural are just remarkable. It's so different. It's such a different fan base. It's such like we're all one together. We party together, as you saw last night. we have fun together, you know, me and Richard and Chad and Alona, like, we can just be ourselves, which sometimes is very regretful for me. But it's a good time, and I think the most important thing, kind of, with the connection between these actors and the fans of Supernatural is that we can share something real. We can be embarrassed in front of each other and just be normal people. We don't have to, you know, show up and try to, you know, pretend that we're some kind of celebrity or something. Like, I threw a chair last night. I swear, I'm 28 years old. I threw that chair, and as soon as I turned around, I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. I started sweating, but I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent right now. What was your question? You don't remember. So yeah, Supernatural and Trigger are the two of the most favorite projects I've ever worked on in my existence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. I just first want to say thank you for saying happy birthday to my mom.
Talk close to the microphone like this.
Okay. Thanks for saying happy birthday to my mom last night.
Yeah, Mom, where are you?
She's upstairs sleeping.
I told you it was a good karaoke party. Where's your hug? I have short-term memory. Using the stairs. Still hard though, still hard.
Okay, I have kind of two questions. One, now that you've played a naive young John and an angel, a badass angel, archangel, what would you be demon or other angel-wise?
Oh man, I'd like to come back. I'd like to come back as anything on Supernatural. Number one, I don't care what it is, female, male, I don't care. Demon, angel, honestly, I would. My dream scenario is this huge episode where Jeffrey Dean comes back. And there's some kind of battle of good and evil, where it's, I have moved forward to the future. Young John has moved from the 70s version of Young John and brought his exact self to the future, and he's looking around like, you know how Young John is.
Kind of Doctor Who yourself in there.
Yeah, of course. And so I want there to be this team up of like either Young John and Jensen, or Young John and Jared, and Old John. I mean regular John. Regular John and one of the boys, and I want, you know, there to be this epic battle of awesomeness. I don't know. I want stuff to blow up. I want Michael Bay to be involved. I just want to work with Jeffrey Dean and the two boys together. I don't know. Honestly, I dream about it. I have had dreams about this episode, and not just about Jared's biceps and Jensen's lips. Also, Jeffrey Dean's smile as well.
And what's your favorite movie quote?
Favorite movie quote? It's gonna be something from Fight Club for sure. Fight Club's like one of my favorite movies, and it's really weird because I always end up like quoting something from Fight Club, and I just feel like so cliche about it. But they say so many things about like, you know, you really don't know much about yourself until you've been in a fight and things, or you haven't really you know, experienced kind of life until you hit rock bottom, and all those things cross over, I think, into the real world on a different level, other than, you know, just the fighting thing. You get knocked down a million times, and you never really know what you're made of until everything is taken from you. Everything is swept away. People say that you can't do what you want to do, and you'll never make it as who you want to be. And those are the times you really realize who you are as a human being, when you have nothing and nobody believes in you. And so, any line from that movie is pretty much my favorite movie quote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. First of all, congratulations on your recent wedding.
Thank you.
I've always been a big fan of Shelter Miller, so
Using
I
the
feel
stairs.
that you guys are together. And my question is, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan being, there's so many fans of his young John Winchester, you know, like getting mannerisms down, or, you know, just being so completely different from, you know, present John Winchester?
You know, I don't think I've really, you know, I watched a lot of Jeffrey's stuff, and I always say, you know, I watched his episodes and things like that, or more or less just his parts in certain episodes, because I kind of didn't want to see too much of, like, how people perceived him, you know, the other characters. I took a lot from his Grey's Anatomy stuff. Yeah, Denny from Grey's Anatomy. I didn't really, you know, focus on the mannerisms too much. I focused on what I saw in his eyes, and that was like this extremely warm intensity. You know, he's like like this rugged, tough man, but man, when he smiles and like sheds a tear, it's like, holy smokes, you know, he just melts your heart. And I tried to capture that. Honestly, I don't think I can hold a torch to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I gave it my best shot. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Whatever gets work.
You've already played Michael.
Not a good idea.
You've already played Michael. If there's anything else in Supernatural that you play, anyone else, who would it be?
I'll leave this here. Use it later. If I could play anybody else, it would probably be, I often say either Amy, because I think she's wonderful, and this is a terrible answer. Listen, I honestly, I would play any character that would be in numerous episodes, or every episode. Therefore, Jared or Jensen. If I could play either one of their roles, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But, I don't know, I'd like to just be the vessel of somebody new. I don't know, you know, come back and use young John as some kind of demon, or some new thing that people don't even know about. What's the half man, half horse, yeah, that thing. How great would it be if with a young John torso, and just come galloping in as a horse? Like, a lot of things have changed, boys. I can gallop. I don't know, I think the show is so creatively open with all the storylines. Kripke could make me anything. I could be a winged something. I could be a winged golf ball, I don't know. Honestly, anything that would get me to do more and more episodes of Supernatural is the character I would play. It could be a mime. I don't even have to talk. You know, I could be a demon mime. Yeah. Just like me feeling out the walls and then all of a sudden like zap somebody away. Is that an answer? If you guys notice, some of the stuff I talk about just makes no sense at all. It's not about making sense, it's about hanging out with you guys, and that's what we do. If you want witty answers, that's what Misha's for, okay? Hi.
This is a supernatural related question. Do you remember me?
Yes?
I asked you to prom.
Shut up. What did I say?
You said that you had a wedding coming up.
I did. I got married. I would have went to prom. I swear, I think, when was your prom?
It was in April.
Yeah, and I was in Florida at the end of April and I got married in May. But how was it?
My boyfriend took me.
Your boyfriend took you! Shoes I could never fill. Honestly. That's a beautiful thing. Now, wait a minute. Is this your new boyfriend since prom?
Not really. Been together for a year in October.
You asked me to...
So awkward.
You guys need to rethink your relationship. at that guy. He's here supporting you, watching me. He doesn't care about me at all. He's here for you. You asked me to prom? Did you ask Alona or somebody else to prom from Supernatural? That's right, because you love her. She loves you too. She's in a moment of confusion. I'm so glad I didn't go to prom with you. Dude. Hey, no whispering. That's as a result of Matt Cohen. They just hugged. Two people that don't know each other just hugged it out. I think everybody should just turn to your left and right and hug somebody right now. It would just be good. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're not loving anybody right now. It's okay. You're gonna hug somebody later. You're a shy hugger. I know how you are. You maybe shouldn't even hug your girlfriend. You should say, hey, what do you want to maybe go hug Matt Cohen? Where are you going?
She's gonna go hug him.
Yeah! That's a beautiful thing right there. Holy smokes. Smokes just because that's what you say, holy smokes. I say holy smokes because holy smokes.
We had the party last night.
Chad Lindbergh, ladies and gentlemen, say your goodbyes, ask him to prom, give him a hug on the way out, smack his ass, do something, make a memory. Hi, wait. Gotta go over here first. Chad Lindbergh. He just makes life look good. He just does. It's called swagger, and he's got a lot of it. Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
So, in your past movies, you've had some pretty horrific death scenes.
I thought you were going to say I had some pretty horrific movies. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get
Chain
them.
litter was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. But your character died right at the beginning. Are we ever gonna see your characters live through the whole movie?
Yes. The next 3 projects, I live in all of them. It's absurd, it's crazy, but let me tell you the good thing about the mediocre/bad movies I've done so far. I die early in them, so I can't be held responsible for the rest of the movie that's bad. Up to my part, it's okay, and then, you know, whatever happens after that, it's just not my problem. You know, Chain
The
Letter, I
outside
died.
was good.
The what?
The outside was good.
The outside of the Surf movie, I died on page 80.
I know.
Whatever
That was
happened,
good.
I didn't even read the rest of it after that. It just doesn't matter because I'm dead. So, you know, I'm a method actor. I die. My life stops on page 80. I would never know what happened after that point anyways.
And you died in Dark House.
Yeah, don't see that one. Beyond the break? What's beyond the break? Hold the phone a minute. You just called out a project that I'm not even in. I'm familiar with Beyond the Break, the surf series that was on the N Network about 5 years ago. South of Nowhere. The Outside. Died on page 80. Blame it on the karaoke party. You know what? What happens at the karaoke party, we'll blame it on that for life. That's the new saying. So wait, back to your question. Yes, I live. In this movie, Trigger, I live. There's another movie called Licorice that I live. 90210, the next couple episodes, of course I live.
Cowgirl up.
That's 90210, and there's not a lot of killing on that show.
Cowgirl up, you live.
Cowgirl Up, I live. As a woman. Yeah, that's real. I wear a 42 double D bra, anybody's wondering. I shave my legs, and I let my thong hang out the back, because I'm an actor, and that's what I do. Anybody that doesn't know what Calorie Love is, it's this little web series me and a couple of friends made. It's you can see it at tellofilms.com, T-E-L-L-O films, spelled the way you spell films, .com, and I'm only in the last episode. I just did a little cameo as Sheriff Bitsy Calhoun. I don't know what to tell you about that one. My dad saw it and was like, all right, career's taking off, isn't it, boys? Take any job you can get, won't you? I actually begged the writer, who was the writer and one of the creators of South of Nowhere, to write me a transgender part for that, because there's this weird stereotype about, like, I don't know, dudes that work out in Hollywood, that they take themselves too serious, and I was like, okay, let me strap on some boobs and some Daisy Dukes, and then I'll argue that fact all effing day. You call it what?
They call it the pretty boy look. They don't like to cast them because it's the muscles and the hair. They call it like the Zac Efron look, and they don't cast you guys.
Did you just compare me to Zac Efron? No, that's okay though.
But they call it like the pretty boy look. Like guys like Zac Efron, Leonardo DiCaprio, they don't like that look.
Hold on a minute. Don't put those two names in the same sentence. Zac Efron and Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not taking anything away from either one of them, just two different. Yeah, I understand. They are both beautiful young men. I get that. I get that. I get it. It's okay. Did you have any more questions this evening?
No, I'm done.
Okay. Good luck with your directing.
Thank you.
Hi. Rip.
Yeah, waiting for it.
Hugs. You're good.
I had a serious supernatural question.
Uh-oh.
But I forgot it.
That's good, because I probably can't answer it. Those of you who don't know, I have not seen every episode of Supernatural. Let me put that out there right now. So you asked me this crazy question about who did what so-and-so 16 episodes ago before they thought about they were turning into that character when they were the other character, back when they went into the past episode and then went forward and met the demon and then was... I don't know the answer to it, so...
Alright, so my question is, it's a two-parter. Are you an X-Men?
Two-parter?
Yeah. Are you an X-Men fan? And if you could have a power or mutation, what would it be?
I would love to be Wolverine.
Yeah.
When I grow out my beard, and I like get out of the shower. Don't be weird. I get out of the shower and I'm dripping wet. I'm just saying, because it's like when Wolverine, you know, is in the watery capsule-y thing where he's getting the, you know, special awesome bones that are made of metal, and he gets out and he's like, I do that like 3 times a week in the week. It's Wolverine. It's so awesome. Like, if somebody asks him a question and he doesn't like him, he's just like, Fling! It's Wolverine. It's awesome. I'd like to be Wolverine. Or, yeah, I'd like to be Wolverine. He's just, man, he's the best. I mean, what's your favorite character, X-Men character?
I like Havoc.
Okay. Yeah. Still not a Wolverine, but that's okay.
Also Magneto.
Yeah, that's okay too. I mean, okay, Magneto's good, but come on, Wolverine is like, Wolverine rides like a motorcycle and a leather jacket. He's like the James Dean of like mutants, you know? He's got appeal. He's a stare off. Holding my stare. Next question. Hi! Jeans are loosening up.
I was at the karaoke party last night.
Yeah, you were! What happens at karaoke party stays at the karaoke party, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, girl.
I just wanted to say thank you, and you were fabulous.
year.
My question is about your performance as Michael. Would you say that Michael is more confidence or more arrogance? That scene where you were talking to Dean and you were basically saying at the end of it, you know you're going to say yes. Is that more confidence or more arrogance?
I will tell you this. If it wasn't for Jensen, it would have been arrogance. Because my first choice with Michael, I played him arrogant until I saw Jared's performance of Lucifer. And then me and Jensen sat during lunch and he helped me a little bit with some backstory with him, and we decided that he needs to have more humanity. Michael's he's not arrogant. He knows what he knows because it is what it is. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Like, it's definitely, I hoped that it portrayed a little more confidence than arrogance. Did it?
It did. It was kind of like, this is inevitable, I'm sorry, but it's
Right.
the way it's going to be.
Right, and I think that the way that it may have come off a bit arrogant in the scene was the fact that, Jensen kept, wanting to say why, how do you know, basically, how do you know, and it was just like, dude, is this what's gonna happen, man?
It's
like,
destiny.
yeah, it's just, so I wanted it to play confidently. I felt that it did come off on the line of the arrogance and
It could have
confidence.
gone either way, but the confidence was won out, and I thought that was really a good way to go.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you at the next karaoke party. Hold on.
Damn right.
Hi. Good grammar costs nothing. It does cost, though. It costs me a headache when everybody corrects me because I speak poor English all the time. I ain't got no problem with your shirt, though. It's fine.
How are your ribs?
Still broken. I would show you, but that would be awkward. And I have a clause in my contract. There's no lifting or taking off my shirt at creation events. That's Steph. Talk to Steph, the girl with the pipes that was singing last night. She made that up, so I'm not allowed. And if we're up to me, I don't care. I don't wouldn't even wear a shirt. The more shirts you wear, the more laundry you gotta do. So.
And if you could work with any other character on Supernatural other than Jeffrey Dean Morgan, like, other than Richard?
Oh, man. If I could work with them on the show or on another project?
Either.
I'd love to work with Chad. I think he's an amazing actor and one of the most unique individuals I've ever met. I would be honored to just stand across from him in a scene if I was there to do nothing else but listen to his brilliance. It's fantastic. Those of you that don't know the rib comment, I broke my ribs 4 weeks ago today, boxing, and so the last convention, yeah, I think it was 4 weeks ago. The last convention, it was like, I broke them a couple days before the convention, and I was like in agony the whole time. Broken ribs are terrible.
But you still have this all.
That's what I do. That's what I do. You know what? I take my rib injury, and I put it aside for the rest. It's just a broken rib, no big deal. A punctured lung, it's worth it for a free hug. Hi. AC/DC. I used to think when I was a little kid that was some new kind of air conditioner. I had no idea. Until I heard Back in Black, and then I understood everything.
Okay, so I know you're wearing skinny jeans today, but I think I saw like on your Twitter or something, you were owling.
Oh. Got the best idea. Get your cameras ready. I'm gonna move my gum. I want to know how many actors. Has there ever been a convention plank yet? Do you guys know what planking is? Does everybody know what planking is? Get your cameras out and put this stuff on. If I fall and break a rib, boy, I'm My pants rip and you guys see something strange. Hold what? Everybody got it? Starting to shake here, people. All right. All right, there's that one. Oh God, have you guys heard about coning? I wish we had an ice cream cone. I'm gonna attempt to do an owl on top of this thing too. Don't worry about it. I am totally shaking up here. Don't worry about it. If I fall. All right. Yes, owling.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you for a demonstration, but I think you pretty much covered that.
Only for you guys.
Also going to ask, you're actually the only person I've ever seen owl before.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I found out about planking. I was like, oh, this is so funny. People get the biggest kick about laying down and posting it somewhere. Like, this is the best thing ever. And I did all the research trying to figure out, like, what is this thing? And then I looked on CNN like 3 weeks ago, and they were like, the new thing is owling, and everybody in the CNN office was like sitting in their chairs doing an owl. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be one of the first guys to do an owl. So I immediately got on my desk. I like just woke up. You see that picture I put on Twitter, like these bags under my eyes, huge. I'm in my like pajamas. I just got out of bed. I'm like, I'm gonna do an owl in my office right now. I was probably just making that up. I have no idea.
Well, it was beautiful. But I was wondering if you could, like teach me some of the finer points of owling.
The finer points of owling? It's all in the eyes. You gotta just open your eyes really wide. That's what I think owling's all about. Now, coning, on the other hand, is the new one that everybody's talking about, where you go somewhere and you order an ice cream cone, and when they hand it to you, how many, wait, just don't say what it is, but how many people know what coning is? Okay, for those of you who don't know, you order an ice cream cone, you go through a drive-thru or at an ice cream shop and you order it, and you're like, oh, I'll take an ice cream cone, and they hand it to you like this. This is the ice cream, right? And then you grab it from them like this. You go. And you just turn it upside down, and as it runs out of your hand, you just start eating it from the cone backwards. Oh, we are getting bored in America. What ridiculous thing can we do today? How about standing? What? Who? No biggie. So, come here. Come up here. Let's take a picture. We're owling together. Got a picture together, pants.
Wow.
Knees together. Gotta balance. And then you gotta get your spine really straight and open your eyes really wide. Hold it. I'm a trained professional, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try this at home or that'll happen. I just popped your owl cherry. Woo! Sorry if there's any moms. I didn't mean that. Hi. I'm so sorry, my questions just drag on. I'm just like, they need to give me like 6 hours of stage time so I can really spend time with them.
I sort of have two short questions.
Okay.
Do you think that maybe the role of John Winchester might be cursed? Because you said that all your characters tend to die, and all of Jeffrey D. Morgan's characters tend to die.
God, I really hope not. I don't even want to answer that. I don't even want to say that John Winchester character could be cursed. Cursed with awesomeness, maybe. That's all.
And did you get in trouble for the chair incident last night?
You know what? Nobody from creation saw me do it. That's just a little secret between me and you guys. The imaginary chair that I threw last night. I like to pretend because I'm an actor, so I like pretend that there's a chair. Yeah. See, your secret's safe with me too, and I know your secret. Okay, go.
All right, number one's Wolverine.
Perfect. And you can play again.
It's all about the neck things, right? It's like, I just pull someone. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
How awesome was it driving home?
It was pretty awesome. I wanted to drive her right back to my apartment in Los Angeles is what I wanted.
Did you drive it or did they put it on?
I got to drive the damn Impala. There was like the long shot. It was like pulling up to the house. Well, in the first episode I drove it, but I only went like 10 feet, you know, to pull up to like Mary's house real quick. But in the other episode where we're like, everything goes down, we're heading out to the house, there's like that long dirt road. And the, like doubles drove it first for the long shot, but then they had to like see us getting out of the car. So I'm like, just a method, so I really need to feel what it felt like to come down that road so I can get out of the car and feel like we just came down the road and then there's monsters and shut up all of you! Like, I need all of that. So I drove it down the road and I had the boys in the back and me and Amy in the front and I'm like, it's like gravel dirt road, so I'm like, everybody's looking at me like, dude, you're only supposed to be like going like 5 miles an hour. I'm like, shut up! It was fantastic. Impala is America. That's America, that car. Thank you. Hi. You look like you're getting married with a chili pepper on your waist. That was so stupid.
Alright, so mine's a two-parter.
Everybody has two-parters. What is this? You guys have... It's so thought out, all these questions.
We're Boston, we're smart. And Al was on stage, so I want to know what's the craziest thing you've ever done, and what's the craziest thing you've ever done on the set of Supernatural?
I think I ate 8 donuts one day. Non-stop. And it took me like 6 minutes. I love donuts. Take it easy, all right? I didn't really get into a whole lot of crazy stuff on set. You know, I was spending most of the time trying to memorize the 9 pages of dialogue that Michael had to say in that one scene. The craziest thing that ever happened at a convention? I don't know. Let's do it right now. Let's make it crazy. What? I threw a chair. It was pretty crazy. Okay. Craziest thing that's ever happened at a convention that I was part of was Chad Lindbergh's balls on my face last night as he stage dove. And I didn't want all you guys to have to hold him, and I know he's like a 170-pound dude, and I was like, I'm gonna get down there, you just go for it. And I mean, he just went for it, and just like my head was right here, his crotch was right here. It was like face to crotch, crotch to face. It was unique. And I must say also, only at a Supernatural convention do the actors effing stage dive. How can this not be the best show in the world. Are you kidding me? And also, I want to totally apologize for like, and this is like a serious note, like any of these, you know, curse words that I'm saying, I apologize beforehand. I'm not a disrespectful piece of special. I'm just, I get excited when you guys ask me stuff, and that's why I say F, or like, you know.
This is Boston, we cuss all the time.
This is Boston, we cuss all the time.
Yes, and don't
Shit,
say
yes. Hi. Hey.
So, well, first of all, what does Richard think about that? The bald's face.
It's a long story how he felt about that. He didn't seem to have a problem with it after the karaoke party. Why do I turn everything into this?
It's alright, we do too.
This is terrible.
You just fit right in.
Your favorite moment that happened, like, backstage at when you were filming Supernatural?
Favorite moment backstage.
Or, like, on the set, just when you were off camera?
It's probably got to be Jensen and Jared's, just the antics they pull non-stop towards like the crew. You know, they've been with those crew and the directors keep coming back. They have special nicknames for some of the people, and there's no way in hell I can tell you guys. I just can't. But Steve Boyum was the director. He actually directed both of my episodes, and oh man. And oh boy. And then I think, and don't quote me on this. For all legal purposes, I could totally be making this up, and this could completely be a lie, untrue. I'm pretty sure they call him Teabag Boyum in between the jokes. In my opinion. I might have just made that up. But it just, those guys, man, they've been there with that group of people. It's like a fraternity, you know, of just craziness that goes on, and it's really amusing to watch. You know, I'm like the new guy when I first came in, so I was like, you know, trying to just, you know, do my thing and you know, not step out of bounds too much, so they would bring me back for another episode, and they did, so it worked. Yeah, they have fun. Let's just leave it at that. Hi! We had the awkward, we didn't know which side to put the head.
Okay, so are you aware of what happened at the end of season 6 to Castiel?
No.
Oh!
I haven't even got to season 6 yet. I'm just trying to watch every episode from the first 3 seasons. You guys hate me right now.
Do you care about spoilers?
I do. Do I care about what?
Spoilers.
Oh, no. I thought you said you care about Supernatural. What question is that?
Nah. Okay, well, I was gonna, because he becomes, like, godlike, and I was
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
Okay, well, then I'll just ask, so, Lucifer versus Michael, who really would win? If cast and directed.
It depends who's playing Michael. Next question. We have 5 minutes, so we're going to power answer and power question right now. And power hook. Here you go.
Okay, my question was, if for some reason you were offered the role of Gabriel, would you take that and put Richard out of a job?
Absolutely not, because what Richard did with Gabriel was outstanding, and I hope in the years to come I can be the actor that he is. Next question.
If you hadn't been an actor, what would you have done?
Oh man, I'd be a fighter. Seriously, I love fighting, but in like a nice way.
Real quick, what part of Florida did you go to?
What part of who, where?
Florida did you go to?
Did I go to?
Uh-huh.
Or where I'm from?
Are you from Florida?
Born and raised in Miami, 22
Oh, cool.
years.
I'm from Fort Myers.
Hot and humid, and I'm never coming back.
you ever acted in, and were you nervous at first?
The first thing I ever acted in was a show called South of Nowhere. Hold on. Those of you that are familiar with it, thank you for not booing me out of that one. It was a great, groundbreaking show. It was the first show of its kind to have the top storyline to be about lesbian teens. It was a huge, huge thing. My acting is so bad at it. Please, go watch the first season of it. There's this moment in the first season, I think it might be the first episode, where I'm standing in like the high school parking lot, and like this girl goes by and I go to wave, and I was so nervous. It was my first day on set ever, and I was just supposed to wave, no dialogue or anything, and my wave came out like this. I was like this. I was like... It was so bad. You have to go see it.
Thank you.
We have one more question. What kind of books do you like to read?
What kind of books do I like to read? The ones with moving pictures and lights on the screen, and explosions and stuff.
You're one of them.
I'm one of them. I like, the last book I read, I can't remember, I was 6, so next question. I'm kidding, I read cooking and baking instructions on the back of boxes. Not funny.
You could play in any movie that's been made in the past. What character would you play as and what movie would you play?
Captain Jack Sparrow. More than any other character in the history of all film would be Captain Jack. Tying that character would only be Heath Ledger's The Joker.
This is not completely off topic, but can you give us your best Boston accent? Remember, we don't pronounce the O's.
Some of us don't. We add them at the end of other words. I dear.
What should I say? Paktika, give me a fucking drink from the bar. Hi, Alyssa. Are you nervous? Let's make you really nervous. Good. I'm going to ask a question on mine right over here.
With all the hours you work with acting, do you get some time off to travel in and out of the country, and where? I don't get much time because I'm in college for acting and singing.
I get no time to travel, except when I'm going to supernatural conventions, which works out because I swear it's like a party, a vacation, and one of the funnest things I get to do. So I travel all over the place with this thing. Thank you guys on my vacation. Keep doing it. College is good. Don't say curse words.
I learned how to act and sing, so you go.
I wish I could sing.
You sang
Yeah, I sang last night. Hurt my eardrums. I know, we have 35 minutes left. I'm going as fast as I can.
First, you sang Happy Birthday very well to my friend Kristen on camera, so yes. And my question for you is, have you ever done any theater work?
Yes, I played one of the Lollipop Guild. I played one of the Lollipop Guild in, this was like a 7th or 8th grade class. I was a little tall to play a little person, but I was like, we represent the Lollipop Guild. It was so bad. And then I was in the Nutcracker. I was one of these bakers in the Nutcracker, and I was like doing this dance while I was baking, and I had these 2 wooden spoons, and we're supposed to clank them together as like part of our dance, and I like clanked them together, and the top of the spoon goes and hit somebody in the audience right in the eye. True story. Hi. That is a killer hat. What size head do you have? That's too small for my large, extra large.
I was just wondering what made you want to pursue acting.
Oh man, you know what? I was in college, I was going to Florida State, and I got in some theater classes, and they weren't really having it. They were like, who's Joe Jock in the theater class? Let's fail him. And they literally failed me out of the class. And I was like, I hate acting. Then I met this talent manager on accident. She's like, why don't you come to LA for pilot season? I was like, oh, Let me leave Florida, run away to California where there's no parents or nothing. Let me think about it. Okay. And then I got into an acting class, like a serious film acting class, and absolutely fell head over heels in love. Like, dead serious. I started taking classes and I was like, this is what these people get paid for? I was like, this is the best feeling in the world. At the time I was like 22, and I was like, all this time of being raised in sports and being raised tough by a single father. My dad raised me from the time I was 18 months old. He had full custody of me. It was just me and him. And my whole life was about, man, and be tough and this and that. And I was like, now I get to cry? I was like, all these emotions just got to come out, and it was, I just fell in love. I did. I fell in love with the craft, and I'm still so in love with the craft, and I have so much to learn, and you know, hanging out with guys like Chad and Richard and watching their work and how they handle themselves is, you know, they're my new teachers now, so. Thank you. Some time Nazi over there. All right, I'm done. 2 more. She's got a gun.
Who did you prefer playing, John or
Michael. Best. Michael's just so intense, he knows so much, apparently he's a little bit arrogant. I mean, Young John's fun. I just feel like people want to be Michael. I don't know, as a man, when I watch both, I'm like, I want to be that one. She's like, what? What are you talking about? Hi. Almost just hit you right in the head with the microphone. This is the last question. It better be spectacular, so I can give a spectacular answer. Go.
Wondering if you've ever been pranked on the set, or any sets.
I'm usually the one that does the pranking. Not a lot on Supernatural. On a lot of other sets, one of my favorite things to do is like they have like everybody will have their trailers for whatever they're changing and stuff, but there's usually a separate bathroom trailer because nobody wants to take a number 2 in their own trailer because it sits in there and bakes all day. It smells like a hot poo cupcake. So there's like these bathrooms that they go in, and I always, in the morning, I see everybody. I bust in the line, I get my coffee, and I see who's getting their coffee. I'm like, all right, those people will be in the bathroom in 10 minutes. Wait till they walk in the bathroom, especially the women. And I just like, as soon as they walk in, I give them like a 30-second count. Just know they got the pants down, they're comfortable, they're probably reading something. And I just smash the door as hard as I can. Like I just open palm, smash the door. And the best thing is just here. Now see, and in a way it's like I'm doing them a courtesy because I'm literally scaring the shit right out of them. They're never too happy though. They're never too happy because the girls yelp and they literally are mad at me for 1 week. It takes 1 week before they forgive me, and then at the end of that week I do it again. So basically, I have very few friends on the set because I like, you know, to smash the poo out of them. That is all, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, man.